JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 20th of May 2020, so yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, just before we jump in, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there. Just a quick also update on what's happening here globally. So as we can see, the number continues to rise. So this morning during my espresso video, we were sitting at around 4,900,000. So yeah, the number unfortunately continues to rise. So we'll continue monitoring, but most likely we could reach the 5 million mark tomorrow already. So yep, let's keep an eye on this one. Now then, the first one I want to touch on here is the German DAX. Now here the situation, this is what I talked about this morning. This morning I was saying that before the opening bell, the cash index was balancing still above this 10,986 zone, which is the high of the 11th of May. And what I was saying, that in a way we are still leaning a little bit more to the upside, but in order to aim for higher levels, we need to see a push above the 11,236 territory here, and which is the highest point of April. And if we would get this nice push here, then of course we'll keep an eye on some higher levels. And in addition to that, in addition to this push, the price would also be placed above the 100 EMA here on the daily chart, and maybe more buyers could see this as a good opportunity to step in and push this one higher. However, we're not going to drag this one too much to the upside. Initially, we'll target the 11,447 territory here, which is marked by the low of the 6th of March, and the next little targets could be around here near the high of the same day here, the same 6th of March, which also coincides with the 200-day EMA right now. And slightly above that, we do have the low of the 5th of March, which is around the 11,845.50 zone. So approximately around here, that's going to be our main target if we get a nice, good, strong move, and ideally a daily close above this 11,236 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. With the downside, we will probably, for now, we'll take a very conservative approach and wait for a drop below the, first of all, this downside line, which we're not going to focus on it too much, but mainly we'll focus on this key area of support near the 10,280 zone. And yep, that's the lowest point of 2018, guys. So a good drop below this, and ideally a daily close below this territory, could do the trick here for more sellers. Quick update on the S&P 500. Now I looked at this one recently as well, and basically for now we can see that well, yesterday it basically failed to close above this 2,955 territory again. So this week it kind of keeps on flirting with this barrier, but is failing to stay above it. So we need to see this level here, the 2,955, is the highest point of April. Although it keeps on overshooting that level, but it fails to close above it. So that's why we need to see a nice, good daily firm close close here above this 2,955 territory in order to aim for higher levels. And looking at the cash index right now, we can see that the price is getting closer to that level right now. And well, I mean, it's currently kind of sitting, the cash index is currently sitting bang on this area. So let's see if the bulls have enough steam to push this one further north. Of course, if we get a strong move higher above the current highest points of this week, or should I say the current highest point of this week, which is roughly around the 2,968 zone, then yes, we will get even more comfortable with higher levels. So keep your eyes on this one. Silver. Silver, I talked about silver this morning as well. We were not far, we were slightly closer to the 17.60 territory. And I talked about this barrier because basically, as you can see, it continues to provide decent resistance. It acted as a good area of resistance on Monday here, and is doing the same thing today. So of course, don't get me wrong, we still have the full US session to go through, but for now it seems that this scenario here that I've kind of drawn earlier, with a small decline first and then another rally, could become possible. However, again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we'll continue monitoring this level, the 17.60 zone, and if it continues to provide resistance, then let's see if we can get a bit of a reversal signal here back to the downside. So and if I jump into a 4-hour chart, we could keep an eye on some of these lower levels here, maybe even like here somewhere, a drop below the 16.74 zone, roughly around here, could do the trick for more sellers. But again, for now, guys, looking at this the daily picture here, will remain cautious, maybe even cautiously bullish, I would say, because even if by any chance this pushes above the 17.60 zone and stays above this, then, well, slightly higher levels could be met again. So keep your eyes on this one. Now then, Brent oil. So showing some good performance. It's pushing higher. It's making its way towards this 36.10 level. This, as you can see, acted as a very good area of resistance back here on the 13th of March. Also acted as good resistance on the around 2nd of April and the 9th of April. And we are getting closer to this area again. So for now, we will be very careful. Yes, we could see maybe a little bit of a push again here to the upside, but again, let's not forget that we are still below this downside line taken from the high of the 8th of January, and let's see if this downside line provides good resistance or not. But if it gets broken and we see the price climbing above the 100 EMA here on the daily chart, which is roughly around the 39.60 level here, then yes, higher levels could be met here. But again, initially we'll target the 45.20 zone, which is the low of the 6th of March, but then we'll aim for the for this 200 day EMA. So let's keep an eye on that one. Now then, Ripple. Ripple, I talked about Ripple this week, and basically still the same idea remains. Basically, I just wanted to have a quick update on this one. As you can see, this barrier, the 0.2053 territory, continues to provide resistance, and in a way, as long as it stays kind of below this territory, there is still a chance for the bears to step in here and drive this one lower. If something like this happens, then we will target this low here, this key area of support, around the 0.1760 level, approximately around there, guys, and then we'll take it from there, because what we don't want to see here is a range. Basically, if it, for example, if it travels lower and then tests the 0.1760 zone but then rebounds back to the upside, what we don't want to see, like I said, here is a range here. But again, the market doesn't always do what we want, so let's be very careful here. Let's continue monitoring this, and yep, keep your eyes on this, guys. But like I said, the most important for now is to keep an eye on the 0.2053 territory here, which continues to provide decent resistance. If we get a nice daily close above this, yes, it increases the chances of a possible move higher. However, as I've mentioned previously, we would like to see a nice good push above the April high here, which is around the 0.2357 zone, and then yep, could aim for higher levels. Jumping into a few pairs very quickly, so AUDUSD. So I talked about this one this morning, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on the upper bound of the range. So once again, we are getting a break here. However, as I've mentioned as well, that we need to see a daily close above this. So above the 0.6570 zone, we would prefer to see a nice daily candle close in order to aim for higher levels after that. So but even then, we do have some obstacles here on the way higher, and that's why, as you can see, my arrow is only up until the 0.6677 mark, which previously acted as a fantastic area of support here back in August, back in September, also February basically, and then it acted as a good area of resistance. So initially it was acting as a good support, and now then in March it acted as a good area of resistance. So now we're getting close to that level again. So but in order to aim for higher levels, as I said, we need to see a nice good daily close above the 0.6570 zone. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. And US dollar against the South African rand, I spoke about this one this morning. We were still within this triangle pattern, and what I was saying, that keep your eyes on this one because we needed to see a clear violation of one of the sides of the triangle, and as you can see, we got this one. This got violated. The lower side of the triangle got violated, and it dropped below this level here, the one that I talked about, the 18.16 zone, and yep, it continues to drift further south. So let's keep an eye on this one. I mean, our next target is around the low of 9th of April, which is roughly around the 17.8430 zone. So yeah, guys, keep your eyes on that one. This could be quite interesting. Like I said, that's going to be our first target, but if it continues to slide and it continues to drop below the 17.8430 zone, then of course lower levels could be met, and one of the good potential targets could be around here, the 17.17 well, actually let's 17.1730 mark, approximately around there. So in a way, if let's say this decides to travel lower, and by the time it could reach this area, this level could also coincide with the 100-day EMA here on the daily chart. So basically that's a bit of maybe a bit of a long shot, but however, something to keep in mind. Again, for now, we are leading a little bit more to the downside again, but first we will target this level, the low of the 9th of April, and after that we'll take it from there. We'll see how it performs, and this 17.8430 zone could be a nice good target. US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Now, I haven't looked at this one well, since yesterday. So basically, I was talking about this level here, guys, the 1.3856, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this one because, as you can see, the pair is within a somewhat of a descending triangle. Now, of course, if this breaks here and we see a daily close below this 1.3856 zone, then it has more chances to drift south here, at least towards the 1.3734 level here. But of course, if that gets broken, then our next target is around the 200-day EMA or even this 1.3465 zone. However, again, we cannot really talk about the downside yet, although it is getting closer to this key support zone. We need to see a nice good daily close below this first before getting comfortable with lower levels, because what we don't want to see here is, let's say, if it tests this area or even breaks it, makes a false breakout, and then comes back up here, and then let's say next coming days it will start pushing to the upside again towards this upper side of the descending triangle, and basically then it could end up being here for quite a while. So that's why let's not rush into this yet. Let's first keep your eyes on this. Keep your eyes on this support zone near the 1.3856, and let's see how all this is going to play out. But yeah, but if we do get a nice daily candle close, then deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. Quick update on GBP and ZD. So this morning I talked about this one, and we were testing the 200-day EMA during my morning video. But what I was saying, that if we get a further decline here below the 200-day EMA, then, well, I mean, the next potential target for us is around the 1.9898 zone, which is the low of the 19th of March, or in other words, actually the lowest point of March of this year. So good potential target, but as you can see, my main scenario is towards the 1.9418 zone, which is the low of the 27th of December. However, if we do reach this level here, the 1.9898, we'll be very careful. We'll continue observing this, because if we get a daily close below this, then yep, maybe deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. So for now, we will be very careful. Still, the daily candle is not ended yet here, so we want to see if we actually manage to end the day below the 200-day EMA. But if we cannot, then well, it puts us back into this cautious zone, cautious area, or cautious territory, whichever sounds better to you guys. But again, for now, at this point in time, we are leaning a little bit more to the downside. But as I said, first we'll aim for this 1.9898 zone. Also keep your eyes on the psychological 2 zone here, because that's where it's currently trading at. And let's say if we stay below the 200-day EMA, and we also stay below the psychological 2 zone, then yep, deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. EURGBP. Here, this one continues to balance above this key area of resistance, which previously acted as a good area, which actually acted as the upper side of the range where the pair was trading in from around the beginning of April, and now yeah, you can see that the pair is trying to climb higher. It is showing some good signs that it wants to push further north. However, we're going to be very careful. First, we will target this 0.8995 zone, which is the inside swing low of the 20th of March. Of course, around here we do have that psychological 0.90 level. And in a way, it has a good chance of reaching that area, and then we'll take it from there. Because if it wants to push further north, then yes, there are some good potential targets. But first, let's be very careful on this one. First, like I said, we will target the 0.8995 zone. It's not far from where it is right now, just a couple of, or about 60 pips away. But like I said, let's go step by step on this one. And yep, let's see what we can squeeze out of this one. If by any chance this suddenly starts dropping back below the 0.8864 territory, which is the upper side of this previous range, then well, I mean, this pair could drift back down, maybe even going towards the 0.8680 zone, which, as you can see, acted as a fantastic area of support back in April and beginning of May. So keep your eyes on this one. And finally, EURUSD. So here the situation is quite interesting, and basically this morning I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this 100 EMA. You can see that we managed to overcome it, and what I was saying as well, that our main target for now is the 1.0990. So as you can see, we just fell shy of a few pips from reaching that, and now the main question, of course, will be, can we overcome this? We would prefer to see a daily close, because we don't want to see something like this here as we had here on the 1st of May, where it overshot it nicely but then still closed the day below it, and you can see what happened. It drifted back down towards the lower end of the range. So that's why for now we will be very careful. Yes, we are leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, preferably we would like to see a push above the this 1.0990 level in order to aim for much higher levels. But again, for now, we are aiming for this upper bound of the range near the 1.0990. But in order to aim even further up, yep, we need that daily close above this barrier. So let's see how this is going to play out. For now, like I said, it is kind of attracting more buying interest, but let's see if the buyers can overcome this barrier at 1.0990. So guys, I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening, and thank you for tuning in. If you want to join my tomorrow's morning espresso, as always, 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, guys, I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.